Hello YouTube and welcome to Happy Hour. Today we have the best Irish whiskey there is, so actually don't even need to watch the video. Never mind. Hello YouTube, welcome to Happy Hour. Today I've got another Irish whiskey for you. As you can probably tell by the intro, this is probably my favorite. It is my favorite right now, Irish whiskey. We've got the classic Redbreast 12. But in cask strength. So Redbreast 12 was one of the first kind of, I guess, upper echelons of Irish whiskeys I tasted many years ago. And it's been one of my favorites ever since. I hadn't tried the cask strength Redbreast 12 until relatively recently. In fact, this is my first bottle of it. And it is pretty much took what I think is maybe one of the best Irish whiskeys out there and made it, in my opinion, even better. Get even more your money's worth. So yeah, Redbreast 12. I think if you've been into whiskey at all over the last several years, Irish whiskey specifically, but whiskey in general, you've probably heard of Redbreast 12. It's been highly touted. I think Redbreast in general is the biggest selling single pot still Irish whiskey in the world. I think that's probably an amalgamation of all of their ages, but Redbreast 12 being their main standard. They have the Redbreast 12 cask strength. They have a Redbreast 12 15-year-old. They have a Listowel now as well, which I think is a bit of an amalgamation. It's a non-age statement. There's something else interesting going on. I haven't tried it, and they also have a 21-year-old and a 27-year-old. Those are both a little bit outside of my price range, but yeah, Redbreast 12. I bought this cask strength version a couple months ago. I think it really is, again, to me, I know taste is subjective, but for me it has everything that I want in an Irish whiskey. So the big thing obviously being it's the classic delicious sweetness, syrupy of the Redbreast 12, but you're getting it bottled at 57.6%. So it's everything you love and more.
Well, by God, we have Lucky Charms. Okay, McGregor does not have Lucky Charm because McGregor is going to knock that out.
Let me ask you about Lucky Charms. Name any two of the Lucky Charms marshmallows.
Well, we love a rabbit foot in Ireland. We're Irishmen. We love a rabbit foot.
And I believe this was only $10 more than the standard 12-year-old offering. So you certainly get your money's worth. And as we're gonna do, I'm gonna add a little bit of water. I think it holds up pretty good to water. So you really get your money's worth. But enough yik yak. Let's give it a taste. So yeah, the 12-year-old is a combination of, it's been aged in bourbon barrels, ex-bourbon barrels, and sherry casks. So you get a little bit of, you get best of both worlds. The first thing I get on the nose, interestingly enough, yeah, and I think interestingly, probably because a good part of it, because it's at cask strength and that 57 kind of percent sweet spot, it actually reminds me a lot of the higher end, the nicer bourbons that I've tried, like the Rare Breed, Wild Turkey Rare Breed, which is around 58% as well. There's an MGP Redemption High Rye store pick that I have, and Knob Creek single barrel, some of the higher proofed bourbons. There's I think a bit of it is that initial proof smell that you're getting, but there's a very bourbony smell to this. And then once you kind of get through that bourbony smell, you get these incredible kind of toffee and vanilla notes, and I can smell the sherry casks in there. It's just incredible. It's really, again, if you like sherried whiskey, if you don't like sherried whiskey, then maybe this, if you hate sherried whiskey, then maybe you won't like this, but I honestly haven't met anyone yet that's tried Redbreast 12, at least the standard offering, that hasn't liked it. So I'd be surprised if you like Redbreast 12 if you didn't like this, even if you're not into the higher proof whiskeys. Again, you can add water and your 750 ml bottle now maybe becomes, closer to a liter by the time you've diluted it down. So yeah, there's just that toasty kind of cinnamon and spices and sweetness and some kind of dried fruits and plum, and it's kind of perfect. Again, I haven't tried every Irish whiskey out there, but to me, between this guy right here and Green Spot, those two, I don't know that I need anything else, to be completely honest with you. Actually, I would probably add the Powers. We did, my wife and I did an Irish whiskey trio challenge, Jameson, Bushmills Red, and the new Powers Gold Label, which I'd never tried before. And that was really, really good, especially for that price point. It was, again, about $25. So if I had my lower, at this point, if I had my lower priced Irish whiskey, that Powers Gold Label, and then into the kind of $60 range, that green spot, and then I think this was about $80, $79.99 I think when I bought it. It's only, again, $10 more than the standard 12-year-old. That's my holy trinity in Irish whiskeys. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up on trying other ones, but just those three alone, I'm a pretty happy camper. All right, let's take a taste. So even at full strength, it's pretty easy to drink. There's a bit of a bite there. Obviously, anything at 57 or 58%, I haven't had anything that's like as smooth as maybe the 40%ers out there. There's a little bit of an extra kick, obviously, but there's an incredible mouthfeel. It coats the mouth. It's very sweet. You do get those kind of stewed fruits notes, the kind of the plums, and maybe even like a little bit of apricot, but a lot of spice, cinnamon. Again, it kind of, there's a lot of underlying tones that remind me of a really good bourbon, a cask strength bourbon, but with the kind of the fruitier notes of an Irish whiskey. So yeah, I don't know. I can't stop raving about it. It's pretty awesome. I'm gonna add a little bit of water, and we'll take a quick pause. I'll let it kind of sit for a minute, and I'm gonna add quite a bit. You can see there. That's probably because I think from what I remember, it's held pretty good. So I'm gonna add, I don't know what that is, maybe half a tablespoon, 3/4 of a tablespoon. And yeah, let's give it a minute, and we'll come back in a second and give it a taste with water. All right, so I've just given it a minute or so to kind of open up, and let's see what we get, if we get anything different on the nose. Yeah, so really a lot of the same smells, the same scents, the same nose. I'm getting a very similar nose to it at full strength, but just mellowed down a little bit. Again, of that, a little bit of the kind of ethanol kick you're going to get mostly, pretty much every cask strength type of whiskey I've had. There's going to be a little bit of a whiskey kick to it, or an alcohol kick. It's toned that down a little bit, but you still get all those kind of stewed fruits, and it's a little bit of apple, but those toasted spices and cinnamon. Yeah, it just holds water really well. In fact, I like it with a little bit water better. I've actually been pretty good. I used to drink pretty much all my whiskeys with water, or even an ice cube, dare I say, some. But recently I've been drinking them pretty much straight. Even the higher percentages, the 46 up to the 50 somethings, I've been drinking straight. I have to try to remember to add a little bit of water, because when I do remember to do that, there's a lot of the higher strength whiskeys do hold up and actually give you some different notes. So this one in particular, I think, offers a slightly more enjoyable experience with a little bit of water. That's not saying you can't drink it straight out of the bottle. You go for it, but again, even for $10 more, add a little bit of water, and you're gonna get your money's worth even more. That bottle's gonna go just a little bit longer. Yeah, so like I said, I think this is kind of my perfect Irish whiskey. It's cask strength. It's got all the bourbony barrel flavors. It's got all the sherry cask flavors, some of the traditional Irish flavors with a lot of other kind of unique things that I generally haven't found in a lot of Irish whiskeys. The more bourbony flavors, the kind of stewed fruits and spices. So yeah, this is definitely a winner for me. This is easily a 9.5 out of 10 for my Irish whiskey. So like I said, as far as Irish whiskey goes, right now at least, my holy trinity, if I have a bottle of Powers Gold Label, a bottle of Green Spot, and a bottle of this, I'm pretty good on the Irish front. So yeah, thanks for watching. I highly recommend this. If you can't find the cask strength version, by all means pick up the standard 12. They are both a little more expensive. Like I said, this is about $80. The regular one is like $10 cheaper, so $70 in my area in Chicago. But even if it's just for a special occasion bottle, I don't think you can go wrong. And if you're a whiskey lover in general, it's kind of a must buy. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate click a thumbs up. And if you'd like to subscribe, that would be great too. I'd appreciate that as well. Stick around. We got some more fun videos coming up. And thanks for watching Happy Hour. See ya.